Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, it's April the 3rd. It's about 75 degrees and it's in the evening. I wanted to go ahead and show you how I set up my hives into a rolling demaree. On my left is my normal 3 medium hive that I run through the winter time. On my right is a hive that I've set up for the rolling demaree. It has the two first purple boxes are the brood chamber where the queen is at. Then there's the queen excluder. The white box is a honey super, and the purple box is the original third box or brood box that was on the original stack. In this hive right here, there's several frames of cap brood up on top. The bees migrate up through to cover that cap brood, and of course they fill the honey super up, and because of the attraction of the brood, it helps fill that honey super on up. And the queen in the bottom, the whole idea behind this is for her to lay up those 2 boxes full of eggs, and that way they have to put the honey up into the honey super. And by doing this and giving her space to lay eggs, open comb, she will not swarm. And because the population gets bigger and bigger as far as field force goes, this hive will produce approximately 50 to 60% more honey than a normal double deep with just honey supers on top. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this hive here. I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to have an extra box off to the right here, a medium box, to pull out all of the cap brood that's 95% or better capped. Put that off to the side. I'll try to look for the queen, but if I can't find her, I'll just gently shake all the bees off back into the hive. And then I will fill the empty spots with either brood that's got some eggs or larvae in it, or open comb brood. Then I will put a queen excluder on the 2 top mediums, or the 2 mediums that are on the bottom, and then a honey super. And then I will take the brood that I put off to the right hand side, fill out the top box with that, and if I don't have enough brood to make the whole 10 frames complete, I will put foundation in and they will build comb. So let's go ahead and get into this hive. All right, everyone, let's get into this hive. Take the top off. We definitely have a major good bee population here, just looking at the amount of bees on the inner cover. This is the kind of population you want for a demaree to really work good. I'm going to go ahead and set that down in front of the hive. I've got some drone comb up here. Go ahead and remove that. I don't see any mites in it. I've got some drone brood here off to one of these hives frames. Yep, definitely drone brood. And some capped worker brood. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shake the bees off on that. Got some cups, but nothing's been charged. I'll go ahead and put that over here in my spare medium frame or box. Got some cap brood, along with some And it looks like a lot of pollen in there. So another good candidate to put upstairs. It's a little bit windy. Hopefully the windsock on my mic will take care of that for you. This has definitely got some open larvae in it. More open larvae and eggs. A major pollen frame. There is a queen cell there, swarm cell. Looks like pretty much honey in the rest of them. I'm going to go ahead and set this box off and get down into the next box. Definitely got some worker brood in these frames. There's a nice frame right there. Got some open larvae, but it's older larvae. This one here has a lot of eggs. All right, we've got some drone brood, we've got some capped worker brood. And we have a lot of open brood in here. Same here. Here's a nice cat brood. Some cups. And we got one more frame here I want to check. It's got some cat brood, a lot of pollen. This is a frame that I'll probably discard. As you can see there, they haven't really drawn that wax out. I'll probably call that out. Go ahead and set this off over here on my portable bench. smoke them down and see if we can get some more brood frames out of here. Haven't seen the queen any. There's another brood frame. Seems to have a lot of open larvae. I'll take this and put it over here. Open frame there. I don't see any eggs. It's not the best of light. All right, I think that that's about all the brood that's capped down in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is take the frames that are open brood and fill the box and try to smoke them down. It's supposed to rain this evening, so we're bit of a rush. All right, the bottom has basically open brood, no closed brood in the bottom box. I've set this second brood chamber back on. I will fill that with this last set of frames out of this other box. Go ahead and dump the bees back in. That one there is completely a solid pollen frame. I'm going to set that out for right now. This looks like a brood frame with some open brood in it. There's a honey frame. Go ahead and shake that off, shake the bees in there. This one here is another pollen frame. Another honey frame. Another honey frame. And another honey frame. All right, I want to take and give this hive a drone frame. Check this frame here, see what it is. I'm more likely sure it's a honey frame. Yes, it is. So, what we're going to do is, I've got some extra brood frames that are open to fill the box out. And we have a box here full of bees. I'm going to brush them in. So that way everybody gets into the hive, not out onto the grass. A little bit more accurate way of putting the bees back in. And we have a lid full of bees. I'm going to check for the queen, see what might be here. I see a few walking drones. And we have queen excluder. And a honey super. I've got 9 frames in it. And I've got my frame spacer here. It works pretty good. I'm going to take this spare box here. This is the box that the cat brood is in. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 7 frames of cat brood. I'm going to use some foundation. I don't really like putting brood frames up there, I don't want them to fill it up with honey. So in this situation, they will take and draw wax for me. I think what I will do is take one of these frames out, and I'm going to go ahead and put a honey frame in there. So when the bees come up top here to finish these capped brood cells by, you know, keeping them warm, they will have some honey for them to eat. So that's it. All we have to do is put the inner cover back on, which is just full of bees. And there we have it. That's the Demaree, other than putting the lid back on. So to recap, the two bottom mediums, which are white, are my brood chamber, and that is where the queen is at. And then we have a queen excluder. Then we have a honey super. Then we have the top brood chamber. Something I just thought of. I should have made sure I raked all those bees into the bottom chamber instead of raking them off into this brood. Possibly I could have raked the queen in there. So I already made a mistake. I'm going to have to go through this hive again and make sure that the queen is definitely downstairs. So the next thing I want to show you is the hive to my right here. I want to bring you up close. I'll show you the bee population, how all the bees were down in the two bottom boxes. They come up smelling that brood and populate that top box, keep it warm so all them bees will hatch. So let me go ahead and bring you on up closer to the other hive. All right, here we're at the hive off to the right of the hive that we just Demareed. Now this has been Demareed for about 5 days. And I can see the bees are already up on top. And we got good bee population up here. Now while I'm in here, I'm going to go through these frames and see whether or not any have any volunteer queen cells on them. They might find the right age larvae in there that they will try to make a cell. That one there looks good. They think they're queenless, even though the queen is in the bottom. And I don't see anything so far. Most of this stuff was about, I'm going to call it 95% or maybe 98% capped brood. I'm going to go ahead and shake this one off a little bit. We've got some cups. I don't know whether they were there while I put them in or not. Nothing alarming. They were all empty. And that's pretty much it. Once you kind of do the original or the initial Demaree, things are a little bit easier to work. As time passes and the honey flow really starts, you'll keep adding honey supers and putting the brood box on top with the cap brood frames in it. Depending where you're located at. Last year I averaged 80 pounds per hive. Normally here in Maryland it's about 50 pounds. So a little bit more than double, a little bit more than 50% as far as honey production. So until next time, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share my videos with your friends, and have fun with your bees.